Well, how y'all are this afternoon? This is your buddy George Jones over here at the Alberga Gun Range with my next installment on, hey, I got this old used gun. The old used gun I got today is probably the best gun Rossi ever made. This is the Rossi 914 6-shot 2-inch barrel 357 Magnum revolver. This is a really neat gun. I've owned one of these for, I don't know, 15 years anyway. Now this particular one is DAO. That means that you can't cock it. Of course, it don't even have a hammer spur on there to get a hold of it by. Okay? It's double action only. Okay? Now, why would you want to have a double action revolver? That's the first thing. Why in the world would you make a double action revolver, double action only? Well, the movement back in the 1960s was law enforcement agencies were tired of their officers having accidental discharges because they would go sprinting down an alley after a bad guy with a cocked pistol in their hand. And they wanted to fix it to where the officer couldn't cock that pistol because, you know, carrying a cocked pistol around in your hand is as dangerous as, well, as a cocked pistol. Okay, so some of the gun companies over the years have produced these guys in double action only. And why Rossi did it, I don't know. But we're going to shoot this little gun anyway and just find out how it shoots. If you've ever watched the movie The Untouchables, and old Kevin Costner's out there running around in the Chicago Federal Courthouse with a cocked police positive in his hand, it becomes obvious why you would want to have a double action only revolver in a law enforcement agency. Of course, bear in mind, up until the 1980s, revolvers were king in American law enforcement. Everybody carried a revolver. Everybody carried a 38 or a 357 Magnum revolver, and occasionally guys carried 45 auto rim revolvers and 44 Magnums and 45 long Colts. The revolver was king. Now, it's simply not. So let's see how this old gun shoots. I'm going to try the silhouette down there at 25 yards with a 2-inch revolver with 148 grain semi-wad cutters. And this gun shoots good. Hit it nicely. You know, there's a trick to it. You've got to be able to shoot a double action revolver, you know. 6 times out of 6 tries. That's not a bad lick. Like I said, this was one of the best guns Rossi ever produced. Super reliable. I've never seen one fail. I've got one that's regular double action. That's a 3-inch barrel. Only one I ever saw. They made a very limited amount of them in 3-inch barrel. I walked into Chuck's pawn shop over in Harrisburg one day, and he had one with a 3-inch barrel on it, and I just pulled out the cash and paid him. And that's what I'm carrying. My brother-in-law carries one of these things, you know, in the regular, this barrel length. That's a 12-inch disc plate at 25 yards. Wind just a howling. And they're good shooting guns. The old Rossi 914. It's a pretty exemplary revolver. You know, most of the Rossis you see hold 5, like a Chief. You know, this one holds 6, and it's in full house 357. That makes it a pretty valuable asset on your hip. Well, that's about the size of it. The winds are blowing so hard, I'm probably not getting any audio. So, like, share, commentate, and subscribe. Leave me an old dollar in the Patreon bucket, join the NRA, and have a great 2A day. We'll see y'all.